Christian, how about you give an intro of yourself, and we're going to go through a job board posting that you've been working on as a volunteer for Goodwill.
So my name is Christian Bertling, and I'm totally blind, and I'm currently volunteering through Goodwill as a part of the post-secondary program that I'm in.
Right. And then what's like one of your goals, like one of your dreams on software development? You know, you mentioned a few companies, but what would you like to be, 5 years, 10 years from now?
So I know that I definitely want to work for Google, and I would like to probably do some stuff on their accessibility team.
Yep.
And I actually just thought about this. Uh, 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 and I actually just thought about this just now. They actually have a they actually have an app. They have an app that's called Google Lookout,
Yep.
and it will basically use the camera of the smartphone to basically read and describe things that it sees for a blind person.
Cool.
And so I'm wondering if there are ways that we could use computer vision and AI to improve some of that, what it's
Features
already
for sure.
doing.
Yeah, and TensorFlow Lite and TensorFlow is made actually by Google and used by the Google network. So TensorFlow Lite are those lightweight files we tested the other day. But definitely there's opportunities with accessibility on Google, but also OpenAI, probably Microsoft as well. So even on the OpenAI, can you quickly describe some of the lack of accessibility features we witnessed in the last few weeks?
Oh,
Just off the top of your head, you don't have to remember exactly.
so there's two I can think of off the top of my head. One of them is unlabeled buttons. So whenever I come across an unlabeled button, JAWS will basically just say like unlabeled 0 button, unlabeled 1 button, and so I have no idea what that button does.
Right.
So
And
I
for the
have to
most
either
part, it seems like it's software development lack of knowledge that it's actually being used. But one of the default things when you're an early programmer is you just use the default method versus thinking, oh, someone's actually using this button for data so they can navigate if they can't see or they're visually impaired, right?
Yeah, and then there's also one more thing, and that is one thing I would like ChatGPT to be able to do that Google Bard does actually already, is that whenever I'm in Google Bard, uh, it's actually able to have JAWS tell me Bard is typing and Bard replied.
Oh,
And
nice.
so, yeah, I would like ChatGPT to be able to do that as well.
Nice. Yeah, and we can definitely look at some Python things to do there, but I think definitely from an accessibility standpoint, it makes sense to hear what's going on. So OpenAI, hopefully we can find a consulting opportunity with OpenAI. We can help their team. But you think about these things as a person with visual impairment, like you can't necessarily navigate through vision. So how do you use sound and visuals transferred into text maybe so that you can actually navigate more effectively? So with that, I think let's go through JAWS so you can show the community and here in the Austin area, how do you use JAWS? This example is going to be for just extracting data. So this would be like a data analyst role or not even a data analyst, like a data input kind of. So let's go through that example. We're going to take the City of Austin job board posts and extract it into just a spreadsheet. So what's fascinating here is I didn't think Christian actually get to the same speed of extracting this information as myself after doing it for 2 or 3 weeks. So I recorded times. Now he's cruising along freely with data extract. So you know, for the blind community, it's one of these things to be aware of. But you know, data extract is a job opportunity for you, and you can probably do it without tools, just using JAWS. But I'll show you, and we're going to see Christian running a Python script to do this more automatic and see his expression in real time. He's never used this code. So let's start. Christian, how about I hand it off to you and you just walk us through your process and
So should I
enable the
go ahead
sound
and-
for JAWS as well, because I think that's very good for the community to see and hear.
So should I share my screen?
Yep, share your screen, enable JAWS sound.
Can you hear JAWS? I think
Yes.
it's sharing the sound.
I can. So Christian's going to a template I provided him that's completely blank. So how about you go to that? This has some data in it, but we can delete. And then Christian, what are you doing now as far as reference?
So I'm currently in the go-to dialog to select the range of cells that I want to delete because you know there's already some data in there. And actually, I think it went to S24, I think. And then let me just go ahead and set up my title reading so that JAWS will be able to tell me where we are.
And this, just for everyone's reference, to see like cell B2, Christian might know what cell he's in, but he doesn't know what the title of the top of the column. So it'll tell him now when he's moving over, hey, you're in the job title.
Oh, it didn't delete? Why didn't
Yeah,
it?
you can.
Hang on, let me just
There you go.
select
Just hit delete
that
from there. You
row.
can delete that manually if you want.
Yeah, just delete that row and then I'll do one.
So he's going to job, City of Austin jobs. This is where we're just extracting, so we can aggregate City of Austin jobs, see what opportunities are that week. Filtering on last day. So Christian, you can walk us through, but just as you're going through this, walk us through, you know, what you're doing next.
Yes, I hit search. Wait, hang on, where's that filter So I'm clicking on search.
Wait. And it's already filtered, so I think you're good.
Oh, okay.
So one thing, let's just pause real quick, Christian. If you notice, JAWS is reading out the text super fast, but if you think about anyone who can close their eyes, you can train yourself to how fast the text is going. And so it's just reading super fast, just as we would observe things visually, it's reading nearly as fast. And I think, Christian, can you change the speed of that text readout from JAWS?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you can train yourself to go even faster, right?
Yeah, I can actually make it go faster. I can make it go super duper slow. I can make it go, you know, at like a normal, you know, human talking speed, but that's way too slow for me.
Yep. Cool. All right. Well, let's extract one of these. Just pick any one that you want, and then just go through the process of how you take the data from the actual job board posts from City of Austin into a spreadsheet.
So now I'm just taking all the data.
And it looks like you haven't deleted all row 2 yet. If you hit Control Shift and the right arrow, you should be able to delete all the cells to the right of it. Now hit delete. Try it again, Christian, because you didn't delete the information in row 2. There you go. Now hit the delete button. There you go. Now you're good. So again, for data entry, Christian's moving pretty quickly and finding the fields. He's going into the link. He found the City of Austin link. He's going to find the job pay from a certain field. The range is there.
For some reason, by the way, JAWS seems to be moving a little bit sluggish.
Oh, it's because we're definitely using the video feed, so your computer's probably going slower.
So now I'm going to do a formula, and this is going to kind of augment things a little bit. Oh, wait, actually, hang on a second. Let me do something, because I can actually do a $sign.
So Christian's taking the minimum pay there for $51.07. He's extracting a salary for annual salary based off that number. And it's 50. Oh yeah, there you go. Yep. The max salary is $145,000.
Oh,
so if you guys notice, some of these fields are not in the actual job posting. It's on the main screen. So Christian's able to go in between the main screen and then the actual job board post URL. Okay.
So it's just kind of hard to hear JAWS and you at the same time.
So just to give some context, Christian, why are you going to 2 different cells here?
Do you mean like 2 different parts of the table?
Correct, for qualifications.
because there are both minimum qualifications and then there's also preferred qualifications.
Gotcha. And so you're merging everything with JAWS into both of those fields, right?
Yeah.
Good. Great, thanks.
Education / equivalent experience. Position description. Blank and 2. Faces from clipboard. And 2. Please functions responsibilities. 15. Responsible for overrange supervisory activity.
Oh,
Face becoming face option. Keyboard formatting. Keyboard formatting.
I totally forgot to go into
Select range. And 2. Please functions responsibilities. 15.
the
Responsible for overrange.
edit mode thing.
Yeah. Just Control Z to undo, and then you can go into the cell.
Qualifications. Position description. Blank and leaving table. Edit type. Face clipboard. Duties, functions, responsibilities. Essential needs. Job posting. Left turn. Job title. Right turn. Blank 02. Location. Blank
So
P2.
there you got the job board posts.
Leaving table. Job title. Left turn. Full part. Right turn. Blank 2. Blank. Leaving table. Edit. View position. Blank R2. Leaving table. Blank S2. Leaving table. Edit type of text. Blank P2. Status. Open S2. View position. View R2. Job title. Left turn. Full part. Right turn. Full time. Location. Austin TXT2. Job posting. Left turn. Job title. Right turn. Blank 02.
And then let me just should I also show the formatting fixes, like why I take out all the vertical bars and all that stuff?
Yeah, so one thing that Christian does is there's SQL formatting of like a, I guess, what's that symbol? It's just a down bar, kind of vertical bar. So Christian, why do you remove it?
I'm trying to remember because I'm not too sure. I just kind of do it because you told me to do it.
Exactly. So this is really a visual thing. You know, if you have a data field, you know, there's two spaces, I believe, and a vertical bar, just from the formatting when he copies certain fields over. So we just get rid of that and just do a, I think we're doing a find and replace, right?
Yeah, and just replacing it with nothing.
Exactly. So let's do that.
Find and replace. Replace with colon edit type of text. Alt T. Find colon edit vertical bar type of text.
So you already have that programmed.
Replace all buttons. Activate. Press space bar. Alt plus A. Options. Replace all buttons. Activate. Press space bar. Alt plus A.
And it's actually smart enough to know that that's probably what I would want to replace, which, you know,
cool.
I find that, you know, interesting that it was able to just like pull that in.
Nice. So you made 4 replacements just from that single job post. And this is one job. I think it was like maybe even 5 minutes on this one, Christian. But so, you know, to do one job board post or just extract, this is a data extract, you know, let's just say you're in that role at a company, you're able to do, you know, whole website scraping kind of manually. So next, let's go to that folder, that file we've been working on together, the AI software dev folder, and let's run the Python script that we started with doing an RSS URL scrape, and then we're basically going to go into the website scraping. All right. And Christian, have you ran this file ever?
Which one? The one you just sent me today?
Correct.
No, because you just sent it to me today and we were examining it through ChatGPT.
Yeah, so we were able to upload. Can you show us the ChatGPT prompt when we were looking at this? So for a lot of people that don't know, ChatGPT, if you have the, what is it? Not the pro version, but what do they call it? Plus version. You basically have the ability to look at code. So share that part of your screen, Christian.
Find and replace the move. Job post. Job posting. Job posting templates on documents. AUTM HQ Python script website scraping. Demos.
Go back to
Christian. Main region.
So scroll up to the top and just walk us through what you did.
Python script RSS process. Edit level 2 chat history. Link chat. Link close side. Edit level 3 list of items. Python script RSS enable 0 button enable link above Excel box list. Edit level 3 list of items. Link red box relevant list. Previous 7 days. Edit level 3. Previous 30 days.
You're in it. You're in it already. You're in the right field. So just scroll up on the top of this. Christian, can you go into the text on the right side of the screen? So it's already pulled up for us, right? Just go into the main text on the right side since you're already into this RSS analysis that we did earlier.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to get to.
Gotcha.
Because I'm still trying to figure out like how this page is structured as far as like, you know, what are headings on here, you know, what are the links and the buttons on here. And because I still don't know you know, how this page is, you know, structured, you know, as well as I would like to know it, it's going to take me longer. This is just for, you know, everybody that would be listening to this.
Yep.
It takes me a little bit longer to try to figure out, you know, how a website is structured, how a website is laid out. Now, once I know, how everything is, set up, on a website, I'm able to get to things pretty quickly.
Exactly.
But it does
And
take
one
me
thing that this doesn't
longer.
have, it's like accessibility is not optimal on a ChatGPT, right? So it could be enhanced or improved to help you out a little, right?
Yeah.
All right, you're in there. Looks like you're there. All right, so what did you do? Walk us through what you did first.
Okay, so what I did was I attached the file, the Python file, and then I asked it to please describe what this file does. And then it's going to open the contents of the file so that it can read it and see what it does. Should I hit the show work button, or should
Yeah, you
I
can
just go
just for our, and I can walk through visually. So it basically imports, shows what libraries are going on. It looks at the code fully. Christian, how about you go further down after this box? And then it even says, what the actual code is doing. So in step 2, it's the RSS feed URL. And so that was just an analysis of the code, but I think we're good for that purposes. But for anyone out there, you can use ChatGPT to actually look at code, rewrite it, and you can actually ask it to edit it. Like if you want to try to do this and modify it slightly where it exports into different formats or has different inputs, like you can start modifying through trial and error, looking at the output. And so that's what I basically did over the last few days. So Christian, let's go to the Python code now and open that folder, open the terminal inside that folder. Go back. There it is. And how do we, do you remember how to open that terminal?
Let me see if I can get it.
If not, Tyler might be able to help. There it is. No, it doesn't do it. You got to click in the white space on this one. Hey, Tyler, you there?
Yeah.
Can you click on the white space to open the
Wait,
menu?
hang on. Let me see. Let me see, because there's a show more options.
Yeah, because you have to be clicked off. In order for him to open a Windows command prompt terminal, he has to be clicked off the file in the white space. So Tyler, how about you open that just for him? And we figured this out once, but I think we both forgot. Okay, now you can do it from there, Christian.
Okay, so did that open up just that one file in the terminal, or did that open up the folder?
So the terminal is open now, so you can type in Python like you normally do. And I think we labeled it 1.0 for simplicity, so space 1.0. Cool. Now run it. So the folder path was created in one step. Now it's going through its other steps. This is creating a text and a CSV file for each URL. So each job board post gets assigned to a different text file. And then those text files get moved into a CSV file. So we had an error, but let's go into output file. We'll figure that one out because I didn't have that on my side. But we'll let's go to the folder itself, the website scraping folder. And go to the folder called job post by URL.
Oh, okay, so that's a new folder that it created.
Yep. All right, now scroll all the way to the bottom. I just want to see. So all jobs is created. So go to all jobs, that CSV folder, the very last file here. And before we do that, we're going to go to 31. Go to 31.
Wait, quick question. So where is it actually like getting all the URLs from?
Oh, it's that RSS feed. Remember how we did that last week? We were able to use that feed to just get the URLs only.
Oh yeah.
But this is, yep. So let's open this text file first. So go to 30. Go to number 30. Oh. So this, if you scroll down, it basically, we take the URL, we put it at the top, and then Beautiful Soup's able to do all the extract of the text only from the website. So scroll down a little, Christian, so we can kind of see it. There's a lot of white space at the beginning. And again, for those at home, this is how someone with visual impairment is going to navigate a website and their daily job tasks. All right, here's where it starts. So we basically have all the data extracted, and now we're going to go into the CSV file. So using that, we feed a CSV file and try to put stuff in certain columns, similar to what Christian was doing earlier. So go to the same file, 30.csv.
So should I close out of this file, 30?
Yeah, you can go to, or you can just open up the other window. It's one down. Or one up. Great. And CSVs automatically open up into Windows. And now just, Kirsten hasn't seen this. Go to row 2. Go to the right. So it's saying that this is CSV number 30, and keep on going until you see text. Did you see that?
Yeah, it's putting it.
So this is basically doing what Christian did earlier, but with Python. So go to qualifications, for instance, Christian.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
I want to be able to do this every time I do job postings now.
Well, and this is so critical for, that's why I wanted to get your face on this. You know, once you do something manually, what I call first, you do like a semi-manual process, which is how we use OpenAI to do the post before with a big long query, just copy and paste the full website. But if you can semi-automate with AI, that means you can probably figure out a way to do this in Python automated fully. So if you were to take this is just one job board posting, and it's all in row 2. So scroll to the right, and I don't know if you can. Yeah, keep it going. And in this one, just so you know, that you see if you go to the headings, Christian. By the way, yeah, you see how there's duties and functions and knowledge skills. I basically showed both of them, and in this case, I actually took both those fields and put it into job description. So that's the function you can do inside of Python, which is merging 2 cells and automatically use those to fill out the job description field. So in this, I think all you would have to do, if this was your starting point, is you would go to your pay range and just add salary and copy and paste this into the other spreadsheet. But we can even automate that further, so it's the same headings automatically. So the first step is just getting it into something like this. Then we can map it into the new table. That makes sense, Christian?
Yeah.
Okay, so that was one job post, number 30. Open up the all jobs file and see how many job posts we did in a matter of 2 minutes. The very last file. Scroll down, about 4 files down.
I think it's loading something.
You gotta open on that one. So close that one out. Close this one out. Okay, now go to the, after number 31, you're going to see all jobs. All right, cool. Now open that guy. So, yeah. So how many jobs do you see? If you go to a CSV column or even that column, go all the way down, And just for our sake, can you adjust the row height so it's just like 20 pixels high?
33 job posts.
Yeah, so you did 33 job posts in a matter of 2 minutes.
Tyler, I think he wanted you to adjust the row height for the visual.
Yeah, so go ahead and right click on the row again like you just had it. You have to highlight all the cells.
Yeah, I was gonna scroll up and select them all.
Yeah, click on the upper left between A and 1. If you do that, yeah, right there. Just click that once, and now right click. Yep.
Type in 25.
Yeah, 25 is good. So this is 25 pixel height for each row, so we can see it all. But basically, you did 30 job posts in a matter of 2 minutes. Now, again, the only thing you would add is the salary because that's a calculated field. But for the most part, this figured it out. So just double check. You always, when you have code that you want to test out, double check that like row 2, and just listen through it and make sure that there's no errors. Cool. So basically, you did a real quick overview, but like the fields we would have to add is a salary and then the job open date, which was on that first page, right? But the fact that you can go and do this in 2 minutes, that means you might spend another 5 minutes versus 2 hours to clean this up and put it in the right format, right? So Christian, what are your thoughts?
Well, my question is this something that like whenever I get started in the morning and you say go ahead and get started with the job postings, let me know whenever you get done, could I start doing it this way now instead of doing it manually, or do you still want me to do it manually?
So that's what you would do. Yeah, you would do that, and then you would just clean up the data, and then I'll show you how to eventually we're going to create another function, or we'll do it manually, but the headings have to be the exact same as the other sheet, right? So in order for me to upload this into a system, it's always important that the headings are exactly the same because that's how SQL works, right? So yeah, to a large degree, you would clean this up, make sure it's just Austin Texas, add the salary, and then add the job open date. But that would only take you 30 minutes. Rename the headings another 2 minutes, and yeah, you're done. One important thing to remember for everyone on the phone, and we're going to share this video, is as AI and some of these software development tools get better, I think we benchmarked this, like this would be $80 a work, let's say. And by doing it in 2 minutes to 5 minutes, or maybe let's just say 30 minutes, we save $70, right? So whenever we make improvements, we should always highlight the value we improved it, because in some companies I've heard of from friends of mine at Fleer, they had you get 10% of any savings you can go after. So Tyler and Christian, like if you were able to do $1,000 of savings, you can make $10 or $100 of that for anything you can deliver, right? In some environments, because what you want to do is incentivize the behavior. And very few companies, like if you do this with a lot of your jobs, like Christian will be out of work, and we don't want that, right? In the community, it's very critical that as you are able to free up your time, you can do more value-added stuff, creative tasks, doing other job board posts. Not only City of Austin, but maybe Microsoft and other companies out there, right? So always, 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 and I'll put this in the chat bar, like we should all think in the terms of output and outcome first, and value. If we know the value in terms of dollars, that's what product managers are. doing constantly is like, okay, how much value is this feature? Christian, for the most part, you didn't have any a lot of Python experience a few weeks ago, right?
Yeah.
But this is specific to your work. We were like, okay, let's work on some Python basics, and we basically did a very niche focused Python intro specific to the job he was doing. So like he gave a demo. This is what software developers would do every 2 weeks, is you have like a demo day and you demo your software or what you've done in the last 2 weeks, right? So after a sprint, you just basically demo the software. But now it's like, okay, what else can we do? So now we're going to be coming up with enhancing this, and hopefully you have a chance to show, the blind community as well as visually impaired, this capabilities from your mastery of JAWS, but also now your intro into Python for data website scrubbing, right? Like you can go now into a website, copy it all in one step and summarize it into one sentence if you want. So you can browse the internet more efficiently. You can also extract it into tabular data so you can analyze it, right? What other questions do you have?
None that I know of as of right now.
Cool. Well, I'm gonna stop this recording again. Our goal here is to really show this opportunity for the visually impaired community, but also for the Goodwill and others in Austin area. But as we figure out, how do we enhance tools for the visually impaired? How do we make maybe a consulting opportunity for you, Christian, at OpenAI, where you can help them for 3 weeks paid, right? Or we just come up with our own tool sets and start selling it, right? But think about all these things as we can kind of create our own capabilities. You're at the forefront of a lot of technology knowledge on AI tools to enhance your day-to-day workflow. And so now really it's what can we come up with to do and get paid for, whether it's consulting or other opportunities in the Austin area, or even with the big guys like Microsoft, Google, OpenAI, right? Because if you can come up with enhancements, there's value to that. And how cool would it be to have on the resume, hey, I worked with OpenAI for 6 months to get their accessibility enhanced so it's on par with Microsoft and Google, right? They just don't know. They don't have the team. They're moving so fast. I always say, like, people are too busy cutting on trees to sharpen their axe. Like, they literally don't have time because everything is moving so fast with the OpenAI realm. And, they're trying to come up with probably one day voice to code directly. Like, hey, how do I knock out something like what we did in 5 minutes just from talking to the computer, and it outputs Python code for you, So that's where the future is going. But what are your thoughts?
Well, actually, so I was playing around with the Android app of ChatGPT, and they actually have a button in there
Right.
that actually they actually have a button in there that actually says start voice conversation.
Okay.
But for some reason though, whenever I would hit it, the app will crash, and I don't know why that is. And
Yeah, and
that happened.
it's probably an Android thing, but it also could be something like your phone. There's so many versions of Android, just like operating systems, Apple iOS 15 or 16 or whenever they go to the next one. A lot of times when they make these updates to a better operating system, the old versions of code breaks to some degree, and all these companies are scrambling to get it back to the current version. So it could be something like that, or it could be your the software itself. But think about those in the future. I'm going to turn off the recording to transcribe. I just want to thank you, Christian, for kind of giving this overview on how to see the world from your viewpoint, but also hopefully open up opportunities for you so we can share this video and help the community in the blind community, so you can also share your learnings to them as well. Okay.
Yeah. Oh, and
So let me hit stop real quick, and then we can continue. Stop recording.